Hi, I'm Wes Allen with DM Tales, and I'm here the week after PAX Unplugged in my adult clothes, and these are some random TTRPG Thoughts, PAX Unplugged edition. Let's roll it! So this year was the first time I'd scheduled interviews at PAX Unplugged, and I appreciate how this allowed me to have some longer conversations with people. That was really cool. But it did reduce the amount of time I was able to wander the expo hall. So I'm going to have to balance that out a little bit better next year. So my thanks to Paladin Prose for saying hi in the media room and inviting me to sit over at his table. That was really cool. It's the type of kindness that I've come to expect at PAX Unplugged. And at his table was like Professor Dungeon Master and Stephen Glicker. I had talked to Stephen Glicker before a little bit, but I've never met Professor Dungeon Master in person, so I was just not going to go over there and bug them during lunch. And he said, Wes, come on over and sit with us. Let's chat. And when I had mentioned that I didn't want to just come over and fanboy, I think it was Stephen looked at me and goes, Wes, that's what this is for. So Paladin Prose, thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you for the sticker. It's now sitting on my set, and I'm really glad that we finally got to meet in person, and thank you for being such a great fan of the channel, and I hope I can do the same for you moving forward. So I did not kill that many characters during my Numenera sessions in Monty Cook's room. I was really expecting to kill a whole bunch more, and Monty Cook's Charles Ryan was a tad surprised by the fact that I did not murder a whole bunch of characters. So I'm actually wondering if I'm not as mean as I should have been for that particular adventure. And I have to say, believe me when I say that is not as bad as it sounds. I can't say anything more than that, but it really isn't all as bad as it sounds. I just sort of killed more characters. 3 years into attending PAX Unplugged, and I've got a good number, at least for me, of con friends. Chances are when I'm walking around, I'm going to bump into someone that I know or have interacted with in the past. And so it makes this crowd feel a lot smaller, and that helps keep my introverted flee for the hills reaction to large crowds and a lot of noise a little bit more quiet. The more I'm getting comfortable with the space, the more folks that I see that I know, the more familiar it becomes and the more comfortable I am. So it's a neat phenomenon that I'm experienced there. I think I said this last year as well, but the other thing that keeps my introverted instincts quiet at PAX Unplugged is having a plan. Friday evening, after working interviews, walking the halls, having lunch with folks, and running a 4-hour game, a friend of mine who knows me, has known me for a really long time, asked me, so you've extroverted for a whole day. How are you? And it was kind of shocking because I was pretty much fine because the plan helped keep things small, and that made me feel a lot more comfortable. So if you are easily overwhelmed in a crowd, that might be a good thing for you to try out too. I am bummed that my schedule didn't allow me to meet Simone and Rico from Two Little Mice in person. We have interacted on the channel. I had them on for an interview. They make some really good games. They're just neat people to chat with, and it would have been great to meet them in person, and I am so bummed that we were so close and yet so far away, and the problem really was my scheduling. So Rico and Simone, next time, I'm definitely going to have to sit down with you guys and chat. I would love to just shake your hands or fist pound in person just to let you know how much I appreciate all you've done for this hobby. Okay, PAX Unplugged is November 21st through 23rd next year. This is making my wife happy because it means I'll be around more during prime decorating period. I am the box lugger, so I have a very important job to move things around. However, it is also the weekend of the Philly Marathon. So here's the thing. If you're planning on coming to PAX Unplugged next year, make plans, book your rooms now because they are going to fill up quick. And also do not expect to commute into the city by car. My advice is to stay in Jersey and take the PACCO line in. It's just a few blocks walk from the station to the convention center. And that's probably a much better plan. But start planning now because the hotels are going to fill up. I didn't get my Wild Bill soda this year, which is probably fine because I don't need that much sugar, but they have really good root beer and birch beer, and I really like it. I just didn't have time, and I'm actually thinking next year that I might not even bring my mug because it's a lot of standing around waiting in line to get soda that I really don't need. So I got my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 specifically to be a convention camera. And the reason why is because I've used a couple of rigs over the last couple of years with my phone, trying to get sound in that's decent enough to use for the video to put on YouTube. And last year I even had a gimbal, and it did help improve the shot, but it just felt so clunky. And I didn't want to bring in my mirrorless camera because it doesn't have built-in stabilization. I would have had to go on and get a specific gimbal for that. And it's just a lot of setup to be lugging around the expo hall. And the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is small and tiny, and it just fits really well. And then I got a monopole with opens up to a mini tripod set up to walk around for my longer interviews. Everything worked perfectly. In fact, the only problem I had, because I use it as my studio camera so much, I actually use it as my a single focus mode. So I just tap and I'm in focus. And for convention work, that did not work out all that well. I needed to turn it on to continuous focus. So it went, yeah, that needs to be in focus. I have a couple of shots that are really blurrier than they should have been. And that's all user error because this user, the operator, is a dingbat. But perfect camera. If you find one that's on sale or even used, or even maybe the earlier version, man, it's really good for that convention work. I want to do a shout out for my friend Doug Shute, who started this week at Gamma. He's going to be supporting the entire industry, trying to raise all the boats of the folks who put out these amazing games that we all enjoy together. Doug, you're going to do great, and congratulations on the new job. Looking forward to seeing you soon, buddy. So I've got a whole bunch of PAX Unplugged videos that I'm still working on. Following, again, Doug Schute's advice, I'm putting them out one day at a time because YouTube does not like it when you put out more than one video on a channel at a day, and I should have figured that one out. So I'll be doing that probably for the bulk of the next week. I do have Electric State Red. I'm ready to start writing that review, and man, that game is amazing. I also am about a third of the way through the Path of Glory for Dragonbane. Really interesting adventure. Some really cool opportunities for role play and exploration. I love that. And I got a couple of things beyond that also in the mix. Some things that I picked up at PAX Unplugged. We'll talk about that in a couple of videos from now. But I'm really, really excited for all that's coming up. All the things that I get to talk with you about in this incredible hobby on the channel, and cannot wait for the year to come. So until we see each other again, folks, happy playing, everyone.